Hey, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Josh McDonald alongside Ryan McDonald.
Hey.
We're here at Andrews Gymnasium, Kellogg High School, where the Kellogg Wildcats are taking on the Priest River Spartans in the Intermountain League finale for this year. A lot of important implications with this game for the Wildcats. Kind of a must-win game if they want any shot of locking up that second seed in the IML District 1 tournament. About an hour away in Timberlake, the Timberlake Tigers are hosting the Bonners Ferry Badgers, and that game is kind of an interesting one because if Timberlake wins outright, they will have the league championship. They've already clinched the league championship, but they will clinch it. They'll clinch home court. Nothing new there. However, if they lose, if the Badgers win, the Badgers could claim second place outright and the rights to host a loser out game if necessary. And if both the Wildcats and the Badgers lose tonight, there will be a three-way tie for second place. And suddenly Priest River might have a little bit of life when it comes to determining who gets that loser out game. So right now, big game. Wildcats played these guys about 3-4 weeks ago, and I'm pretty sure they walloped them. I think they beat them like 69-34. It was Brennan Atkins' return. There was a lot of emotion in that game. But I think this is a must-win game for the Wildcats. And after the loss to Timberlake last week, they really need some momentum heading into the district tournament, Ryan.
Yeah, it's kind of a good situation for the Wildcats. Most teams going into their district and state tournaments run into the issues of peaking. So they've already hit the top, and they lose a lot of momentum going into the games that matter most. So if the Wildcats can get a win tonight, they're just getting themselves set up for possibly a big districts and possibly a ticket to state, Josh.
Absolutely, and winning the district tournament gets you an automatic berth, but because of the way our league is set up and the fact that technically Coeur d'Alene Charter is incorporated into our Intermountain League, we actually get an automatic 2 berths to state each year, being a 5-team league, even though we only ever have 4 league games. So there's definitely some advantages to the situation we're in. But real quick, we're going to take a break for the national anthem. And we'll be right back. Thanks for watching Channel 3, Silver Valley Sports.
Nice job, ladies. Thank you for your beautiful service. All right, let's meet the visitors from the Priest River team, the Spartans.
What do you need?
Wearing number 3, Keegan Siegel. Wearing number 10, Travis Matthews. Wearing number 11, Robert Anthony. Wearing number 21, Brian McCracken. Wearing number 23.
Who are my starters?
You're muted.
Hey, welcome back. Josh McDonald alongside Ryan McDonald.
Hey.
We got starters here for tonight's game between the Kellogg Wildcats and the Priest River Spartans. Starting for the Spartans, it's going to be senior guard Keegan Hegel, freshman guard Travis Matthews, sophomore guard Robert Anselmo, senior post Brandon McCracken, and junior wing Cade Brennan. For the Wildcats, it's going to be, looks like we've got Brennan Atkins, the senior point guard, Justin Allen, the senior wing, Tyrell Davis, the senior power forward, Logan Jerome, the sophomore power forward, and Gavin Luna, the 6'2" junior center. So those are your starters for the Wildcats tonight. We'll see who's going to take the tip here. Justin Allen getting the start. It is senior night tonight. And you know, Ryan and I have some familiarity with these kids. Primarily Justin Allen, who when he was a freshman, we had the privilege of coaching him, and you know, he was like a 15 points per game player as a shooting guard. And all we did was just run him corner to corner and try to get him open looks against zones or top of the key threes, and he hit on most of his opportunities. Taking the tip tonight, Wildcats control the tip. It's Atkins with the ball. Out of the gates and running, they find Davis on the wing. Davis back up to Atkins, and they're going to work the ball around before trying to exercise their size advantage in the post. Atkins kicks it over to Allen. Allen goes high post to Luna, back out to Davis, and they're just working the ball around. They're really not in any hurry. Trying to get the good look here. Tyrell Davis passed up a good look. They go inside. Atkins, I think, forced that out of boredom. Like, too much ball movement, Ryan?
Yeah, it looked like he forced it a little bit. You know, it's at this age, it's very tough to just run an offense and just get the good look. Sometimes you get excited and a little giddy to make something happen.
And I think that's exactly what that was, as the Wildcats forced a bad shot there. Another turnover for the Wildcats. Here comes Anselmo, kicks it ahead to Hegel. Hegel will go up, a lot of contact, no good, gets his own rebound. And he'll get the putback, make this a 2-0 game. Hegel the other night against Wallace had 29 points on just an absolute shooting exhibition. Allen with the ball now out in the wing, finds Davis. And right here in front of us, Caden Brennan ends up right in his coach's lap there, and that's Coach Kevin Wiley trying to save the ball. The Wildcats now, they were trying to get their third turnover there. Fortunately, it's going to be Wildcats ball. Coach almost tipped that pass. Tyrell Davis corrals the loose pass back up to Atkins. Wildcats just slowly working the ball around. Davis will spot a three from deep, though. Knocking it down, making this a 3-2 ball game. Wildcats dropping right out of the made basket into this 2-2-1 press. Justin Allen got a hand on the pass there, knocked it out of bounds. Way to get over there for Allen. And just good job getting the hands up on that defensive possession there.
Yeah, it's something I can say about Kellogg, and just, you know, having been a player there, they always do a pretty good job at running that 22 zone press. Everyone just seems to know where they are at all times and be able to rotate real quickly to deflect those passes.
I really think that actually, you know, if you look at over the years, you know, as Cade Brennan fires a three, that was a nice looking shot there. But every Wildcat team for at least the last 13 years has sat in that 2-2-1 press and ran it pretty well. Errant pass there, recovered by the Wildcats. Brennan Atkins will try another three. Popcorns around, doesn't go in. And I believe Logan Jerome or Gavin Luna is about to pick up a foul there. They're going to give that to no, they're going to give it to Luna. Well, Luna's going to eat the foul on that one. I actually think that one should have belonged to Logan Jerome. Wildcats trailing 5-3 here. 5 minutes, 50 seconds left here in the first quarter. Working the ball around. It's Hegel. Kicks it over to Matthews. Matthews back to Brennan. Brennan's going to reset the offense. They're going to leave him open, and he'll pull up right off the left side of the rim. Wildcats immediately are in transition as they find Atkins in the corner. He'll fire a three, can't get it to go. Rebound out, and Selmo, he fires ahead to Hegel, and Hegel's going to be fouled by Brennan Atkins, who fouled him to try and save the bucket there. Right now, it feels a lot like Priest River wants to be here a little bit more than Kellogg.
Yeah, you know, the name of the game is control the tempo. You know, Priest River's come out on fire. They've come out looking aggressive, wanting to win. And, you know, the Wildcats need to realize just because you're at home and on your court doesn't mean that you're guaranteed the win. This should be the one place that you are most fired up because it is your home that you're defending.
Well, and it's senior night. There's a good crowd here.
A lot of emotion.
You know, this is the last home game you're playing here. Come out with a little bit of pride. That's Keegan Hegel missing 2 free throws. And Tyler Ortley, I'm not entirely sure what he did there. He jumped out of the way thinking that the Spartans were going to tip the ball out of bounds. Wildcats completely oblivious to Robbie Anselmo sitting wide open in the corner. They're going to kick it up top, but stolen by Tyrell Davis. Davis in transition, a little bit of contact. Ooh, and they're going to call Davis for the carry. A little bit of contact there. I thought that would have been a blocking foul before a carry call, but tough call there for the Wildcats. They're going to come back in this press, though, and that's where they're at home. Tyrell Davis gets another steal. Back out to Davis. Davis in the wing. They leave him open. He'll fire. Off the side of the rim, gets his own board. Back up top. Ricketts now in the game for the Wildcats. Raiden Ricketts. Nice pump fake from Tyrell Davis. They're moving the ball around. Just kind of a two-man game. Atkins will reset back over. Inside to Ortley. Almost stolen. Dumps it off to Atkins. He's going to take a lot of contact there. And, you know, I swear Brennan's going to break his fingers one time. We're doing that really intense clap that he does. He's done it since he was a freshman.
Yeah.
I mean, he does it all the time. Atkins gets away with a little bit of contact on that three, rolls out for the fast break, wide open lay-in. And now the Wildcats have a lead, and Coach Kevin Wiley did not like that little 5-point run that the Wildcats went on there. Or, I'm sorry, 4-point run. And he's going to take a quick timeout. You know, Tyrell Davis in this zone has been everywhere. And Atkins offensively, you know, maybe seeing the ball go through the net there on that lane will be what needs to get him going. He's missed 3 wide open three-pointers, which is not something we are accustomed to seeing from him.
No, he's normally a pretty good knockdown shooter. I think a lot of it is nerves. It's your senior night. There's a lot of emotions, a lot of things going through your head. Anyone that's seen Brennan play or knows him well knows that when that kid has a clear, level head, he's pretty tough to play against.
His game is something to be to behold when, especially when you're watching him in situations like we saw Brawl for the Ball, where, I mean, it was really, he kind of willed them to a win with his shot making down the stretch, whether it be from deep in transition or from the free throw line. Wildcats almost forced another turnover. Keegan Hegel spots a three from the wing. No good. Rebound Luna. Luna trying to find an outlet to get the transition going. They're going to find Atkins in the corner. Little step back, goes high post to Luna. Luna bounce passes inside to Ortley. Luna should be throwing every single person on this court around.
Yeah.
He is that much bigger than everyone out there. Newcomer shooting a three for the Spartans. That's Brandon McCracken. And the knuckleball from the cheap seats goes up, makes this an 8-7 ball game here. Just kind of an odd-looking stroke there. Hand on top of the ball. You know,
I guess as long as it goes in, right?
Side spin. Atkins goes inside, kicks it out to Tyrell. Nice movement from the Wildcats here. Ricketts gets an open look, and Raiden Ricketts has really been playing well for the Wildcats lately. The other night against Timberlake, he was the leading scorer for that team. McCracken gets to the middle of this zone press, picks up his dribble back over to Brennan. Cade Brennan, that is. Moving the ball around, it's Anselmo. And I believe he is the son of Priest River's either principal or superintendent. I'm not sure. Ooh. Cade Brennan corrals the pass, finds Anselmo on the wing. Anselmo, if I memory recall, is not a threat to shoot. He is a defensive specialist and a ball handler. He's not going to jack up threes unless he absolutely has to.
He's a big kid.
He's a strong kid, and he's a heck of a football player, actually. Spartans just moving the ball around, doing what the Wildcats did on that first possession. McCracken with another to make that 2 knuckleballs. 11-10 ball game as both teams content to trade threes. I thought Tyrell was going to pull from deep there. They find Atkins. Atkins back over to Davis. Davis goes corner to Ricketts. Ricketts left wide open, and he matches. And it's like McCracken and Ricketts are playing lightning right now.
Yeah, great shot by Raiden Ricketts. Nothing but confidence on that release.
And it just looks great right now. McCracken finds Brennan. Brennan, little jumper, no good. Rebound, Ortley. Ricketts in transition. This is where the Wildcats get very dangerous. Ricketts gets in, dumps it off to Luna. Luna out, dribbles out, goes up with a little hook, and it's a 15-11 game. Wildcats with their biggest lead of the night. Just under 2 minutes left here in the first quarter. And looks like we've got a bit of a shootout on our hands. They try to go middle, stolen by Ricketts once again. Ricketts is going to absorb a lot of contact there. Only 2 fouls called here early, both on the Wildcats. Wildcats with 1:40 left. They're going to try from that corner again. Tyrell Davis. No good. Rebound Anselmo. He's going to bring the ball up.
Yeah, credit to Anselmo. Smallest guy on the court gets the rebound. I love it.
And Caden Brennan couldn't bring the pass in. And it's going to be Wildcat ball. And I'm looking here. This Travis Matthews on the team, he knocked down the opening jumper in the game. And he's only a freshman.
Yeah, good looking shot though. If he's already shooting and playing like that as a freshman, it'd be exciting to see where he ends up in a couple years.
And I'll tell you right now, what just happened right there, that is my favorite play in basketball. I absolutely love seeing posts passing to posts. Waller and Graydon Nearing, his new backcourt into the game for the Wildcats. McCracken with the ball in the corner. Loses it, stolen by Nearing. Nearing finds Waller up the court, and Waller can't corral the pass. So it's going to be, that's the Wildcats' 5th team turnover, which, you know, I talked about this last year because early on, the team last year Kellogg had, which was one of their better teams in recent memory, they had a real problem turning the ball over. But a lot of that had to do with the fact that they play at an absolutely frenetic pace. And the Wildcats just got a steal, so they just forced the 5th turnover for Priest River. So neither team really playing with a lot of control. However, when the Wildcats are outrunning the way they are and they're throwing lead passes and they're forcing turnovers, that's where they're best. And I think if you're Coach Jeff Nearing, you kind of give him that benefit of the doubt. Graydon Nearing goes baseline, loses the ball out to Logan Jerome. Jerome goes to Waller. They're moving the ball around. They find Nearing in the corner, inside to Ortley. Ortley tied up, kind of rips the ball away, and they're going to call a travel there. I can tell you right now, Tyler Ortley would do a lot of good for himself if he slowed down, and every time a call didn't go his way, he didn't turn and look at Jeff Nearing, because I can tell you right now, he's not going to get any sort of love and support from Jeff Nearing. He's going to tell you, don't do it again, suck it up, get back on defense. I can honestly tell you from perspective and from absolute knowledge, my youngest brother, Caleb McDonald, who's broadcasted a few of these games, he had the same problem in high school. And if Jeff Lambert's watching or listening, he'll tell you stories of Caleb McDonald making bonehead mistakes and then turning and looking at the bench. Like, if I made a mistake, I'm not going to look at the one guy who can punish me for it. Right. I'm looking at the crowd. I'm smiling. I'm hoping that maybe he didn't see it. He was turned around. I don't know. But Caleb was like, throw the ball out of bounds, turn and look at Jeff. Don't do that. Tyler Ortley gets busted for a travel there. Didn't like the call, turns and looks at Jeff. Jeff's going to say, dude, you moved your feet. They saw it. They were right there. Don't do it again. Wildcats coming back the other way, leading 17-11. 15 seconds left. Wildcats working the ball around. They go inside to Logan Jerome, back out to Ricketts. Ricketts is going to fire. And they're going to call a travel there. And that's one of the ones, a few times I think I've ever seen Jeff actually talk to the referee and tell him he disagreed with the call. I thought Ricketts caught the ball in step. Spartans with the ball. I don't know if they're aware of the time here. Hegel picks up his dribble, kicks it ahead, stolen by Jerome, 3 seconds. He's going to dribble in, a lot of contact, out to Nearing, no good. They won't get the shot off. Jerome was just a second late on that pass. If he had just dumped it off at the wing, Graydon would have gotten a shot. But at the end of the first quarter, the Wildcats are up 17-11 over the Spartans. We'll be back with the second quarter. Thanks for watching Channel 3 Silver Valley Sports. And out of the break there, it's going to be Spartan ball to start the second quarter. Wildcats on top of the Spartans 17-11 here at Andrews Gymnasium. Kind of a back and forth game for the first 5 minutes of the quarter, and then Wildcats went on a little bit of a defensive stand and got in transition and put some points up to extend their lead. Really a competitive ball game and a fun ball game to watch here early. Spartans moving the ball around. They want to get Hegel going. When Hegel starts going, good things happen for this offense. The other night, like I said before, as Hegel spots a three, and it's in. There we go.
There you go.
He had 29 points against the Miners the other night in a really competitive game. Wildcats now working the ball around. Ricketts in the corner, back up top. Waller over to Ricketts. Ricketts, nice little hesitation, dumps it off to Ortley. Ortley dribbles in and tries to go up. A lot of contact, doesn't get a call.
That's a great move by Tyler Ortley. That showed a lot of maturity on that play.
And he just needed to go up.
Absolutely.
He really just needed to go straight up and not try to pump fake. Hegel with another three, no good. Rebound, Ricketts. And this is where Ricketts is incredibly valuable. He is the only guy on this Kellogg team that I would be comfortable having him be the center on the floor as well as the point guard on the other end. He can initiate the offense. And that was the right call there. We were right on top of that. Travel right there, Justin Waller. He tried to corral a heck of a pass from Ricketts. Ricketts going to get a breather here into the game. Brandon Miller. Miller is a surprise, a happy surprise, because he looks like a Boy Scout. If I had to describe the perfect Boy Scout, it would be Brandon Miller.
I mean,
he is incredibly athletic.
Oh, yeah.
He is strong as an ox, and he gets up and down the floor and is not even remotely afraid of contact. He's not afraid to call his own number on offense, sometimes to a fault. But off the bench, that is exactly what you want off the bench. Nice hesitation there, gets a wide open look, no good. Rebound put back in by Brennan for two. And just like that, the Wildcat lead is now just a single point. Justin Waller gets in transition, drops it out to Ortley. Ortley in the corner. Miller fires a three. No good. Rebound tipped to Anselmo. Anselmo ahead to Keegan Hegel. He'll pull up off the free throw line. Kind of a fall away. And look at that rebound from Graydon Nearing. That was a man board. And here come the Wildcats. Brandon Miller off the beautiful feed from Graydon Nearing puts the lead back at three for the Wildcats. What a pass in transition. I didn't even see Miller there. Fired it ahead, came right down into Miller's hands. Nice little pull up for two. Priest River got to settle down a little bit. When they slow the game down, it really affects the Wildcats' rhythm. And I think that's where they're going to find their most success. Anselmo ball fake there, found Hegel. Hegel back up to Anselmo. He's going to dribble in, gets to the elbow, back out to Hegel. Hegel pump fakes, gets in, goes high post to McCracken. Ball's going to be stolen, tipped out of bounds, and I believe it's going to favor the Wildcats there.
Yeah, I agree with that, with Priest River slowing it down. This Wildcats team is very high-strung, high energy. They want to get out and play. They want to have a fun, exciting game. So if you slow it down for them, I feel like they almost get bored, like you mentioned at the beginning of the game, and want something to happen. So I don't know. It's kind of funny to hear about a team that forces defensive plays to happen.
Yeah, and like we said before, I mean, I like how you called them as Brennan Atkins fires three, no good. Rebound Luna, the putback, and we're going to get a very late foul call there. But I like how you're like, oh, they're high-strung. I mean, high energy. No, high-strung is probably the right word. These guys are wound so tightly, and at times it's their best feature. At other times, it's their worst feature. I think Coach Jeff Nearing has figured out how to manage that as Luna puts down the first free throw.
Yeah, if you can find a way to trigger that and untrigger that at the right times in a game, then this team is phenomenal to play. But it's when they get out there and there's that two-way communication isn't happening, that's where they start running into issues.
Luna knocks down both free throws, making this a 21-16 ball game. Priest River, unfortunately for the Wildcats, Priest River knows exactly how to break this press. What they lack, however, is more than one ball handler on the floor to comfortably break this press. And I really think the Wildcats on top by 5 here with 4.5 left in the second quarter. Wildcats just need to sit in it and let Priest River kind of be their own worst enemy. Graydon Nearing right there throwing the ball away. See what he wanted to do, and I get it. I like that they're trying to feed the post, but the entry passing on this team has been less than desirable. As McCracken gets the ball in for Priest River, kicks it out, and Selmo took about 4 little steps there, no call. Wildcats just sitting in this 2-3 zone, being very patient. High post once again to McCracken. He'll turn from the elbow with hand in his face, and Graydon Nearing just kind of stood there. A lot of frustrated Kellogg fans there. Miller drops the ball off to Nearing. Nearing in the corner, back up to Luna in the elbow. Luna dribbles through over to Graydon. He'll set the shot, go up, good. And Graydon Nearing has been kind of an enigma this season. Wildcats just need him to settle into a role as a comfortable scorer and not as the person who needs to make all of the plays for this team, because when they let him just score, Tyler Orley trying to block McCracken's shot, and I think he got a lot of McCracken's face there.
No, I agree with what you said about Graydon Nearing, because he has one of the nicest jump shots I've seen in a long time, and it's a very confident shot. But you know, like you said, he's kind of on the fence of whether he needs to be the guy that makes the plays or if he just needs to be a fly-around spot-up shooter. And I think you let him be a fly-around spot-up shooter and really use his energy on defense, he's easily a 15-point-a-game guy. I mean, the kid has a quick release, it's a clean jump shot, and you have other guys that can make the plays.
McCracken goes 2 for 2 from the line here, and we're going to get a timeout from Priest River. But to follow up with what you're saying there, you know, the last probably 6 games, we've seen Graydon Nearing become much more aggressive on the offensive end. The problem is there's games where he can shoot the ball, there's games when he tries to shoot the ball, and then there's games where he picks up really cheap offensive fouls. Whether we agree with the fouls or not, he picks them up. So now it really becomes a matter of as the Wildcats, do you want him playing that spot-up shooter like you said? Do you want him running the floor? Or, because he is one of your, I would say he's easily a top 3 ball handler on this team.
Correct.
I would probably put Brennan and Raiden as the 2 guys I like handling the ball the most on this team.
Oh, for sure.
Do you want to utilize him as a ball handler and a playmaker? Or do you try to set him up where he can become a scorer? And let's see what he does. Atkins, they left him open. Kind of a dangerous look there. Graydon Nearing with the ball, swings it around. And I would like to see them turn him into more of a, at least for this year, as Brandon Miller forces the bad pass, I would like to see them turn him into more of a Ray Allen.
Oh, I agree.
A guy who can kill you in a lot of different ways, but the biggest one is going to be he plays tough defense and scores the ball when he needs to. And that's right there. Logan Jerome with the big rebound. Wildcats in transition, find Gavin Luna. A lot of contact, goes up. And it's like with Gavin, you know, I feel like the poor kid, and maybe it's because we're posts, but we harp on him a little bit because I just need him to, it's like he plays every game beginning with a mental block where he's either passing the ball to his guards or he's not sure on offense if he should just be throwing guys around because he's just so big and so deceptively big as he knocks down the and one free throw. Right now, I think he's the leading scorer for the Wildcats. They're ahead 27-18. He's just such a good player, and it's like it takes one or two plays to go his way, and then suddenly you have this like unstoppable monster on your hands. But if he doesn't get those one or two plays to go his way, he kind of sits in a funk for a little bit until he gets them. Priest River really trying to make it happen from deep, and it's just not going their way as they miss another three-pointer here. Back come the Wildcats, and this might be one of their more dangerous lineups with Ricketts and Tyrell Davis out there along with Brennan Atkins. Ricketts ball fake back up top to Atkins, over to Ricketts. Ricketts thinks about a three, finds a wide open Atkins. Atkins shot so effortless, so clean, and it drops right in to make this a 30-18 ball game. And with 1:50 left in the second quarter, it's starting to feel like the Wildcats are pulling away a little bit here. And Selma with the ball finds Hegel. Hegel dribbles up, back to the corner, McCracken. McCracken spots a three. No good, long rebound, corralled by Anselmo. And the Wildcats struggling a little bit to get some offensive rebounds here. And that's a new player on the floor. I apologize. I didn't see it. Number 12, Cameron Bell, misses a jump shot, but McCracken is there to clean up the trash and get fouled there. And I think that foul is going to go to Logan Jerome, his first, the team's fourth.
You know, go ahead.
You're good. You're good.
Say the one thing I'd like to see from the Wildcats, just from what I've watched from them this year, is how to play with a lead. Because right before that basket went in, they had a nice 12-point lead, and all you got to do is slow the game down. Who cares if you run 2 minutes off the clock?
Oh my goodness, right there, Brennan Atkins with an absolute dagger. Contested three.
That was a nice shot.
Right on the corner there, just a perfect shot. And you can tell he's pumped up. Priest River, errant pass. Tyrell Davis with the steal. No look pass to Atkins. And he puts it in for two. And just like that, Ryan, you're absolutely right. They need to learn how. A backcourt violation. And that's the 11th turnover for the Spartans.
Wow.
They're only one better than the Wildcats, who have 10, though. So it's really not. It's been an ugly game. Wildcats putting up 35 points, though, with 10 turnovers. Leads me to believe that if they cleaned things up a little bit, they could have had a 50-point first half here, Ryan.
Correct, and that just goes back to my point of playing with the lead. You know, they've led for 90% of this game, and all you have to do is slow it down. You know, run through your sets and get other players involved because they're already looking like they've taken this game so far. And at this point, you need to incorporate those other guys that are going to be key role players in districts and potentially state if they make it that far.
And I like the strategy from the Wildcats here. You know, it feels like they're shooting a ton of three-pointers, but they're also making a ton of three-pointers. So for the Wildcats, I mean, if this long-range attack is what's going to do it for you, I mean, I don't hear very many people complaining about the way Golden State's beating people. You know, you don't hear in the NBA and all sorts of levels, people are using the three more and more now as part of their offense. And, you know, Nearing has 1, 2, 3, 4, I'd say 5 or 6 players on this team who I'm very comfortable with them shooting three-pointers. Oh, Luna picks up a cheap foul in the high post. I believe that's going to be his second or third.
It's like his second.
Team 6, though, 30 seconds left.
I agree with your point there, Josh, because the one thing I am seeing with this Wildcats team is their shots taken in rhythm. You know, you've seen maybe 1 or 2 forced shots because, like we mentioned, they got a little bored, not getting the look they wanted, but most of them have been pass to a spot, guys there, catch and shoot, and the way to play basketball is to get that rhythm going.
Wildcats with the steal there, find Atkins in transition once again, and it's effortless. It's just so pretty when it's effortless from Brennan Atkins. It's a 38-20 ball game, And right now it's another steal from the Wildcats. Atkins dribbles in, takes the contact, goes up, no good. He's going to go to the line for 2 with 5 seconds left and a chance to make this a 20-point game. And right now, Atkins leading all scorers with 16 points. I believe that was 16 points, 15 points, sorry. I'm a words guy, not a numbers guy.
Still good, though.
Atkins' first free throw, no good. Oh, dear.
You have one more chance to make it 16 points, Josh. You better cross your fingers he makes this one.
It's the over-under on Brennan Atkins finishing with 16 points for the half. Don't let anybody hear that we're betting on him.
Oh.
And it's good.
It's good, you're good, we're all
Safe.
good.
We're
Thank
all
goodness.
good. Wildcat, Brennan going to go to the bench real quick to make sure he doesn't pick up any cheap fouls here before the end of the half. Into the game, Waller possibly going to force a tough pass here. Make things difficult for Hegel. Hegel gets it ahead to, that's Brennan, and his shot almost goes in from the clouds. No good. And the Wildcats are going to go into the halftime break with a 39-20 lead in what's been their most impressive offensive performance in a half that I've seen from them all year long. So we'll be back. We're going to have a special guest commentator during the half. They're going to run down some stats as well as some highlights and what they like from the Wildcats. Thanks for watching Channel 3 Silver Valley Sports.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Ryan McDonald here, and I'm being joined by special guest Mara Ashcraft, and Mara's going to break down the first half for us. You know, she got a really good sideline view. She's going to just tell us what she saw and what she might do different. Mara?
Man, I got to break down that mascot dance real quick. Spider-Man is killing it.
The suit's a little tight, though. But
A little tight, but all right, so first half. Oh, my gosh, who is this? And the big reveal. I have no words. No words. All right, back to basketball, though. So, game started off pretty quick. Both teams have a lot of turnovers. It was really sloppy for that first quarter. Kellogg, they finally found their stride. You know, Brennan Atkins, senior night, he's leading with 15 points beginning of the half. But, oh, wait, hold up.
Yeah, you're not anymore. Yeah, no, absolutely, Mara. You know, Brennan Atkins, you know, with it being his senior night, it was really nice to see him really just show out and play hard. You know, he's hitting a lot of shots. He looked a lot more confident halfway through that first quarter, and then into the second, he just looked like he could not miss even if he wanted to.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. You know, Priest River, they started off looking strong. I know they were pretty good when they played against Wallace. They only lost by 4. I was expecting this game to be a little bit closer, but it's a 19-point spread at the moment. I don't know if Priest can come back for it.
You know, and it's really hard to say just because, you know, this Wildcats team has shown unfortunate signs of not being able to play with a lead this season. But, you know, I'm looking at how this night's going. They're keeping their composure. The game just seems to be progressing more in their favor as it goes on. They're evolving more as a team. Players look a lot more comfortable. So I'm hoping they can hang on to this lead, but we still have a half of basketball to see how that goes.
Yeah, but, you know, if Kellogg can hang on to it, if they can play the way they're playing tonight, take this into districts, we have a great chance of going to state.
Yeah, you know, absolutely. I had a good talk with Brennan Atkins the other day, and he wanted my opinion, and I took a little quote from the Timberlake varsity girls coach, Matt Miller, and he basically talks about how come district time, the record of the season doesn't matter. He looks at what his girls are doing and goes, okay, we need 5 wins to bring home that trophy. We just need to go 5-0. We're 0-0 right now. And I gave Brennan that same advice and said, go into districts with just a flat record and win 2 games to get your ticket to state.
And, you know, for me, when I was playing in districts, the biggest thing was don't think too much about it. It's another game. Just get out there, play the game you've been playing all season, hit your shots, find the right passes, just work well with your teammates, and you can get an easy win.
Yeah, you know, I agree. It's, you know, I've seen a lot of these players, and it turns more complicated than a game of basketball should be. I mean, at the end of the day, your job is to outscore the other team and just to put the ball in the basket more. And I think that gets lost, you know, way too often with, you know, how these different ages are coming in. They want to, you know, look a little bit more impressive and different. They want to get the cool shots. But at the end of the day, when you go down south and you see those teams that play that old school style, they're thinking the same thing. We just got to get a W, doesn't matter what happened during the game, and move on to the next one.
Yep, and this is one of the that second quarter is one of the best quarters I've seen Kellogg play all game. They actually came together. They worked together as a team. It wasn't about one guy trying to score as many points as possible, which Atkins still did, but they did it as a team. It wasn't just a one-man show.
You know, that's a good point. And I was telling Josh earlier that one of Kellogg's biggest struggles I've seen is they haven't had that guy this year that's the focal point of their offense like they have in previous seasons. So for Brennan Atkins to start showing up at the right times is a really positive sign heading into the games that matter most, because it just gives this offense almost a bailout and a guy they can turn to in times of need.
Yep, I agree with everything that you said, Ryan, and I'm really excited for this next week of ball.
Yeah, thanks, Mara. And so what we're going to do is take a 30-second break and come back to you at the start of the second half. And Mara, it was a pleasure, and thank you for your wonderful expert analysis.
Anytime. I'll see you at districts.
See ya.
Hey, and we're back. good halftime interview between Ryan and Mara there. Just some
Always.
Wildcat greats kind of getting to talk shop a little bit there.
I like it.
Mara Ashcraft on that girls basketball team that was state runner-up. Ryan played on a couple decent teams himself. Never made it that far, though.
It happens.
Don't ask him about it. He's still not better at all. Wildcats coming out with the same starting lineup as they began the game with. Priest River the same. Wildcats just juicing the clock, and Brennan Atkins getting a nasty lane right there, filling it and dropping it in for a 41-20 ball game. And if the Wildcats can just run 30 seconds per play off the clock, Wildcats, Logan Jerome with a little tip block there, results in a turnover for the Spartans. Back come the Wildcats. Tyrell Davis with the ball on the wing there. Little crossover hesitation move. Back up top to Atkins. And they're going to take their time here, I think. You know, no reason to hurry things to find Logan Jerome. Jerome's just a sophomore. Jerome, he plays just so well for a sophomore. Tyrell Davis dribbles in. A little bit of a carry there. Finds Justin Allen. Allen back out top to Atkins. Back over. Allen needs to pull the trigger. I know he can hit that shot. Nice little pick and roll action from Davis. Davis goes up. Can't get it. Rebound Caden Brennan for the Spartans. Spartans coming back the other way. And, we play devil's advocate here. If you're Priest River, you're not in a position anymore where you can slow this game down. Ooh. You have to speed up. You have to hit shots. You can't really milk the clock. The nice thing about North Idaho basketball is everybody gets a shot as Caden Brennan's jumper falls short. Everyone gets a shot at the postseason, in the postseason. I don't care how many games Priest River's won thus far in the season. Caden Brennan with the steal, loses the handle. I think he was thinking dunk, lost his handle, and it's a 41-22 ball game. Just a careless turnover there from the Wildcats. Priest River could come into the district tournament and absolutely stun everyone no matter what happens here. So they just need to keep playing their game. But if they want to win this one, they're going to have to speed things up as the Wildcats knock the ball out of bounds. They'll be coming back the Spartans' way.
Yeah, we got about 14 minutes of regulation left, and they're down by 19. Like you said, Josh, you don't have time to run your offenses. You need to get your shooters and your scorers the ball, and you can't score points if you don't shoot the ball. So at this point, they really don't have anything to lose.
Well, they're trying to beat this press over the top, which I absolutely agree with if you can make the pass. The problem is we've seen about 4 passes that they've tried to throw that fall about 5 feet short of where they need them to be. Keegan Eagle getting deep in there, kicks it out to McCracken. McCracken is throwing the dirty knuckleball 3 of our time.
He's got that Lonzo ball right.
Yeah, it's absolutely a Lonzo ball-like release. It just is higher up. Rickett's going to get called for a travel. Wildcats starting out this half very sloppy, and the telltale part of the Wildcats season has been terrible third quarters. We saw it last week in Timberlake. They went up there, played a tough first half, were up by 1, and then they fell apart completely in the third quarter. Wildcats almost forced another turnover. Logan Jerome going to get popped for a foul. The sophomore got a little antsy in his pantsy there and reached in and popped poor Caden Brennan right in the gut. It's going to be Spartan ball. Brennan Atkins almost got the steal, and Atkins' bursts of speed are a sight to behold. Caden Brennan with from this angle, his shot is very odd. He turns his whole body. Jerome gets the ball, gets blocked by Brennan. Luna has the wherewithal to throw it off Brennan. And let's talk about the big man move right there from Luna to walk the tightrope, go tippy-toe, and throw the ball off of a much more agile defender.
That's what, they say these big guys make the best ballet.
Ooh, so. Atkins shot no good. Brennan with the rebound. Caden Brennan is like one basket away from playing like the most complete first 4 minutes of a half I think I've ever seen. Anselmo gets in, takes his first shot there. And Anselmo, not normally a shooter, kind of had an opening he couldn't resist. Wildcats are kind of on the receiving end right now of a 7-2 run from the Spartans. Kind of surprised Coach Nearing hasn't taken a timeout unless he wants to see if the Wildcats can dig themselves out of kind of the hole they've created for themselves here in the third quarter. Nearing will try a three, though. It's nice and clean. And there's that shot. When Graydon Nearing doesn't have to create, when he can just be that guy, he becomes a very dangerous player. Spartans still trying to figure out really the easiest way to break that press. And we're going to get a 10 count here. Keegan Hegel needs to, you're the point guard, and you can't be just taking your time. You've got to be the guy rushing people. You let the 2 and the 3 be the guys that get called for the 10 count, not the 1. The 1 should be getting called for it as he's diving over the line like he's on the goal line and he's a running back, not standing there holding the ball 10 feet away from the line as the referee blows the whistle. Ooh, Atkins with the deep crossover there. And the Wildcats just kind of being patient, which is what we want to see from them, but at the same time they need to be patient and effective as Ricketts goes up, misses the shot. Rebound tipped out, controlled by the sophomore Travis Matthews. Matthews almost loses the ball, falls right into the hands of Keegan Hegel. He'll miss. Rebound Logan Jerome, and back come the Wildcats. Atkins dribbles in, finds Luna. Luna inside, back out to Ricketts. Oh, Ricketts thought about the shot, didn't take it.
You know, at this point, if you're the Wildcats, you got a 17-point lead. Run your offenses, take your time. You can tell that they're wanting to make things happen, and that's fantastic. But you have a nice 17-point lead. You're coming in the final stretch of the game. Just hold on to this lead, and just right now, this is a great time to learn how to play and finish a game with the lead.
Absolutely. Great screen there from Ricketts. Gets Logan Jerome wide open. And we'll talk about the screen that Ricketts set there.
That was nice.
He flared out and then came back in and set a screen, which gave Logan Jerome all the time in the world. But then Keegan Hegel came flying in, thinking, I think he was thinking big man block right there.
I want to just talk about the pump fake, because one thing I learned from Jeff Nearing, after a couple years of playing under him, is he would say, you look up, you get your eyes as big as humanly possible, and I don't care who it is, that guy's jumping to block it, and then you go right back up. Unfortunately, you better hope you did not jump, because then you end up becoming an acrobat for a second.
Well, and right there, Keegan Hegel doing the 3-foot somersault. Dangerous pass from Anselmo to McCracken. McCracken just like a Tasmanian devil down there trying to get to the hoop. And here we're going to see it again. And Ricketts going to be called for a block there. Kind of surprised that the call happened right there. And I'm glad to see Keegan Hegel is up and moving fine, because he did take a scary fall down there. He's not a little kid, though. He's a pretty stout player.
I'm going to safely assume that's not the first time that's happened because of how quickly he got up. I mean, he seems like the athletic enough guy that's trying to block lots of shots, but I agree. Thankfully, he is okay, and he looks like he's got all sorts of energy now, so maybe it was for the good for him.
Dangerous pass from Hegel to McCracken. McCracken, the high scorer thus far for the Spartans. Hegel gets in, goes up with the left. Unorthodox shot. Rebound Ortley. Ortley kicks it ahead to Waller. Waller in transition. Finds Nearing. Nearing goes back to Ortley, cutting through the key, dumps it off to Luna. Cross-court pat to Miller. Miller doesn't take his shot, which is something we can't say very often. Waller dumps in, dumps it to Luna, back out to Waller. And, too unselfish. Well, everyone there was too unselfish with the ball, and it all started with Brandon Miller not taking that wide open three.
And that's not the angle you want to make that pass either,
right.
Josh. That's very tough to throw it into the post.
Wildcats on defense, sitting comfortably in this 2-3 zone, and it's something that we've seen perfected over the years, but it honestly feels like Priest River's running a man offense against this zone.
Which is great for the Wildcats, because you just literally have to stay in your designated area and let this offense wear themselves out.
Well, and the way, it's a pass and cut offense, and I get it, but, passing on the perimeter is how you beat a zone, not what we're seeing here, as Keegan Hegel hopped about 3 times from the three-point line into the key, and he got fouled on the third hop for sure, but
I thought it was a travel, to be honest.
I feel like the travel came before. In this instance, the chicken definitely came before the egg, Ryan.
Sometimes, you know what, Josh, that does happen.
And we're going to see with a minute and a half left here in the game, the third quarter, if the Spartans can score 4 or 5 points here, they might make this an interesting fourth quarter. Hegel's first free throw is up and in.
You know, and you read my mind on that, Josh, because I'm looking at the scoreboard, and I'm thinking the Wildcats can keep the lead. I'm going to say above 13 going into the fourth, they got this. But if it gets right there at that 10-point or less mark, we have a fight coming our way to end this game.
And Hegel misses the second one. Waller goes coast to coast, misses the shot. Rebound Jerome. And Waller frustrated with himself there. If he had just slowed down just a little bit, he might have had a chance to put that one in. But Jerome on the putback there drew a lot of contact. Didn't get the shot to fall, but free throw rolls in for Jerome. That foul's going to be charged to Brandon McCracken. That's just his second and the team's third. We're on like a pace right now, I feel like, to have a varsity boys basketball game be done in record time. It's just now 8:16. This game tipped off at like 7:20.
Which is great if you have a long drive home like me, so.
McCracken with the ball. Kind of trying again, like I said, really trying to work on the zone defense of the Wildcats. And they're really, really trying to get this man offense to work as McCracken fires a three here. Rebound Jerome, kicks it ahead to Nearing. Nearing in transition, bounce pass to Waller. Out to Miller. Miller once again passes up the open look. Waller's jumper comes up short. Rebound coming the other way.
You know, you get in the district tournament, and if you're Brandon Miller, those are shots you have to take.
Yeah, I don't care if they don't go in or not. If their guards are finding the ball, if your guys are getting you the ball that open and in transition, you pull on that shot every time. Hegel goes baseline, a lot of contact, goes up, no good. Rebound controlled, trying to get a number here. Looks like Trenton Krieger. A 3-second call there, which unfortunately probably is the right call. Krieger, he's a freshman wing. Good size on the kid, needs to put a little meat on his bones, but 2-3 years from now, a kid getting varsity experience as a freshman is going to be a force to be reckoned with, especially in the Intermountain League. Yeah. 10 seconds left in the third quarter. Wildcats with the ball. Waller goes out to Nearing. Nearing, a little hop, goes in. A lot of contact. And they're going to call a foul before the shot. Good foul there by Priest River, actually. Kind of puts the Wildcats in a tough spot. They're going to run something out of an inbounds from an awkward corner location.
$5 as it goes back to Graydon Nearing.
They go inside to Luna, $5. You owe me $5, Ryan.
Wait, the play was still going. Give it a chance.
Nope, there is a whistle. There's going to be another foul. It's going to go on the baseline.
For anyone wondering about that bet, typically you put a shooter out of bounds because they go right to a corner that no one's paying attention to.
Do you want to go double or nothing to try and make your money back here, Ryan?
Deal.
Okay. I have a feeling Brennan Atkins is getting the ball.
Or he'll pass it back to Graydon Nearing. I don't know.
Was that scene in The Water Boy? You owe me $50 as Brennan Atkins knocks down the three at the buzzer to make this a 49-28 ball game heading into the final frame. Wildcats on top of the Spartans. We'll be back with the final quarter. Thanks for watching Channel 3 Silver Valley Sports. Hey, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Start the fourth quarter of play. It's Priest River ball. They're trailing 49-28 here. And Selmo loses the ball way out of bounds. It popped up out of his hands, and imagine how hard he's dribbling the ball. For the
Yeah.
ball to hit like that and pop up,
It had some range on it, that's for sure.
just absolute power there. Raiden Ricketts gets a clean look at the hoop. A little contact, no good. Rebound, Jerome. Jerome using his body to shield, get an open look. Luna with the rebound and the bucket. And
That's a great sign from your Kellogg bigs because they are, Jerome and Luna are the biggest kids on the court, and there's no reason why every board and every second chance point should not be theirs.
And we're looking at some stats here at the break, and Gavin Luna is 1 point and about 2 rebounds now away from a nice little double-double. Wildcats on top 52-28 here. Biggest lead of the game for the Wildcats. 7.5 left here in the fourth quarter. Wildcats are 6 points away from a running clock rule, so this game might even end quicker than we thought. Krieger with the ball, kicks it out to Scott. Scott working it around. Takes the screen, pro hops in, kicks it out. New player on the floor here, airballs it. And that's Jansen Lucas. He's going to airball the 3, but the Priest River's going to keep the ball. Not sure what happened there. I'm going to call it a mercy possession from the officials.
Agreed.
Wildcats right now are kind of flexing their Timberlake frustration, I feel like, a little bit. Spartans with the ball. Wildcats now, nope, they're still in that zone. They're still in that matchup press zone. It's something unique that they've been running for a few years. And see right there, I don't want to harp on Graydon Nearing, but that's why I don't want him as the ball handler. He's not nearly as creative with the ball as Brennan Atkins is. And when guys come and pressure him like that, he tends to be indecisive. I think he's capable of making the moves that he wants, but he overthinks them.
Yeah, it's like, you got to just make a move.
Ooh, Luna with the cookie jar pick.
That was nice.
Just quick hands from the big man. I really like that. Brennan Atkins right there once again. Another bad pass. And Raiden Ricketts tried to duck out of the foul at the same time that Caden Brennan jumped up into the foul. And I'm pretty sure either Raiden's hand, and we got a technical foul assessed here. And I believe that technical foul is going to be assessed to Ricketts. I'm willing to bet it was frustration. He probably muttered something under his breath. But as he ducked under that to try and avoid contact, Brennan jumped up, and I'm pretty sure somewhere between Caden Brennan's belly button and his kneecaps got just rammed by Raiden Ricketts' shoulder. Caden Brennan only goes 1 for 2 from the line.
I mean, it is a contact sport, Josh, so things are bound to happen, unfortunately.
Yeah. So Ricketts will head to the bench. He picked up foul number 3. Plus the technical there. It'll be a Priest River ball. But
and that's, unfortunately, with the score, you can get away with those technicals, but come districts, when this is a 5-6 point game, that's an instant momentum killer.
Right. Nice little backdoor pass from from Tommy Anselmo to Caden Brennan. And I'm sorry, that's Robbie Anselmo. Tommy graduated. Tommy, the older brother. And my goodness, from this angle, they look a lot alike. But nice little up and under from Brennan. He's going to get fouled, though.
I'm just impressed that he's a freshman because he shows a lot of creativity and just a lot of...
What freshman are you talking about?
23.
He's not a freshman.
He's not?
No.
I thought he was the freshman.
No, that's number 10.
I apologize. I don't have a roster.
He is a lot more impressive when he was a freshman.
Oh.
But now that he's a junior...
Well, he's still got room to improve in one more year.
Wildcats struggling to get the ball inbounded here. They're going to find Gavin Luna. Way to recognize that you needed the safety valve there. Tyrell Davis dumps the ball off to Brennan Atkins. He's going to get fouled. And suddenly Priest River playing incredibly physical. It's a 1-and-1 situation here. So now the game has moved into that slow burn second half pace of basketball despite a 21-point lead from the Wildcats. Atkins' shot is up. Nothing but net.
And this is a great chance for the Wildcats to grow as a team and learn moving forward. You know, you have a very nice lead. You got a team that's extremely frustrated, extremely aggressive. This is where you see if you can keep your heads and finish this game through the adversities that may, come through this last quarter.
Yeah, and Brennan goes 2 for 2 from the line there to make this a 54-31 ball game. Really what needs to happen here is the Wildcats just need to show that they can close a ball game. They've had leads like this in the past, teams like Wallace, and they let Wallace come back in and make it kind of a competitive last 3 minutes of a ball game. And Selmo fires a three. And a lefty three from the corner makes this a 20-point game. And right here is the stuff that you need to see Kellogg not do. Brandon Miller goes back to Atkins. Atkins easily blows by Anselmo, and they're going to call a foul about 35 feet away from the basket.
See, Josh, and this is another one of those moments. I know I've said this probably a dozen times tonight, but clock management, you have a nice 20-point lead. You have control of the game. Slow it down.
I don't actually believe that Atkins' intent there was to go to the basket until after the foul was called. I have a feeling Atkins probably has one of the higher IQs on this ball team. He's been on varsity. This is his second year. He's been a part of some good teams his entire high school career. He knows what he's doing out there. So I have to believe that he probably didn't intend on getting fouled there. I like the defense there as the Wildcats force another turnover. Tyrell Davis in transition. And those are the ones you want them to not really think about. But at the same time, you know, I wouldn't have minded a pull-out possession there as Tyrell Davis almost comes up with another steal. And they're just working the ball around. Jensen Krieger fires a three. No good. Rebound Luna. And I think Luna just hit the double-double threshold. Brendan Miller finds Atkins in the corner. Atkins just in a zone right now. It is like just that hoop must look just a mile wide. Golf balls in the ocean right now. Caden Brennan pulls up. Nice little jumper. No good. Rebound Davis. And the Wildcats, another strength they have. We've talked about it. We've talked about them being athletic. We've talked about them being fast. They're also a team that you can put 5 players on the court, and either 5 out of 5 or 4 out of 5 are very good rebounders.
Yeah, no, that just seems to be, you know, that and having the ability to run, you know, up and down the court very well just seems to be another one of those Wildcat basketball traits. You know, you have a head coach, Jeff Nearing, who was a dominant center in high school and one of the top rebounders. Anyone that played against him will tell you. And so you got to believe that's an enforced philosophy by him that rebounding helps win ball games.
And it's not an option.
Yeah, exactly.
And Selmo gets in there, kicks it out to Hegel. Hegel's shot, no good. Air ball off of, I believe that was Cole Thompson in the ball game for the Spartans. It's going to be Kellogg ball here. And end of the game for the Wildcats. They got Mason Alexander out there.
You know, it's nice to see some of these guys that don't see as much court time in these close games get in there and finish it out, because you got to have this experience going to district because you never know what's going to happen.
Ooh, Justin Allen's three-pointer partially blocked, and I believe it's going to be Wildcat ball. The shot was partially blocked there. Great closeout.
Yeah.
Allen, I can guarantee you I've never seen that kid miss a shot like that without it being touched, so I'm not terribly worried. They go inside. Allen can't catch the ball in the post. Miller comes up with it, finds Waller. Nice screen, gets Waller to the rim, dumps it off to Allen, back up to Nearing. Nearing over to Miller. Miller goes off the bounce, back to Justin Allen. Allen gets tied up, dribbles in, floats a shot up off the glass, no good. Rebound can't be controlled by Alexander. And back come the Spartans. Just under 4 minutes left to play. Anselmo gets in the paint, goes up. Alexander just mistimed his jump there. Wildcats ball. And just an awkward landing for everyone involved there. And Miller coming out of the game probably for the last time tonight. And Miller, surprisingly, you know, not looking for his shot. I feel almost like he was trying to prove me wrong or something there. Waller with the nice behind the back, gets through the press, finds Allen back out to Davis. And they're going to try to get these seniors some points. They want Waller and Allen to get on the scoreboard here. It is senior night and everything. Tyrell Davis with the ball finds Nearing. Nearing back over to Davis. And they're running Justin Allen in the post here. Back out to Waller. Waller looks off the three, back inside. Allen goes up, and they're just working the ball, running clock. Perfect clock management here. They want Mason Alexander to shoot the three. I think Mason would get in a little bit of trouble with Nearing. Ooh, with the nice move by Nearing there. And the up and under. What a filthy move. And that's just
nice.
a sample of what Graydon Nearing does when he's relaxed. We're going to get a timeout here from Priest River, and I think they're just calling the timeout to get the subs in. But Graydon Nearing, like I said, when he's not overthinking, he's capable of doing stuff like that. But when he's in a press and he's dribbling towards a trap and he's going, all right, what move am I going to make up here?
Right.
Am I going to go behind the back? Am I going to go between the legs? Am I just going to do a simple crossover? And he ends up doing this thing where he dribbles it off his foot and a turnover, or he gets himself stuck because he overthinks it. But when he doesn't overthink it, you see what we just saw right there, and that was one of the nicest, most wicked moves we've seen all night.
That's just a great basketball play. He basically, from my opinion, took a play out of Steph Curry's book where he used the defender's momentum against him, did a crossover, then went backwards, giving him a little bit of space to go right forward, and then he got, somehow, I'm really curious how he got behind three bodies like that and got a good shot. But that was just a very smart play, and those are the kind of things we want to see out of him the next few games.
And the up and under was just a nice, we'll talk about how great the crossover was, but the up and under, nice help from Alexander. He's going to pick up a foul. Mason getting himself in the stat book here tonight. Nice little foul there.
You know what? If you're a big guy and you don't have a foul by the end of the night, did you even play?
Right. If a big man falls in the woods and no one's there to hear it, did he really foul?
I agree. Jeff Nearing used to tell us, if you're not bleeding, then you clearly didn't get enough rebounds.
If you're not bleeding, you clearly weren't playing hard enough. Trenton Krieger goes 0 for 1 here from the line. Second shot for Krieger coming up. No good. Rebound tipped out, controlled by Waller, though, the Wildcats. Waller in transition. Finds Tyrell Davis. Davis takes the screen, dribbles in, out to Nearing. Nearing will go in, dumps it off. I thought he was going to dump it off to Allen, but Allen moved out of the way. So Nearing kind of was forced to go up with the awkward right hand. He's going to go to the line for two here. Foul's going to be charged to Cole Thompson, his first, the team's 10th. Things getting a little physical here in the fourth quarter. Wildcats trying to pull away, and Priest River not terribly interested in letting him do that.
No, and you got some guys on the court from Priest River who, might not see a lot of court time, so they're going to, for starters, they have a full battery, so they have lots of energy, but they also want to show that they can play hard against these other teams and maybe earn some more time in other games.
Well, and for four seniors on the Priest River team, they haven't won in this gym. I mean, unless they won on JV or on the C team, but this varsity team has not won in this gym in 4 years, at the very least. Wildcats have kind of held serve over most teams, minus the loss to Timberlake at home. They've only lost to one league opponent here. Brennan Atkins, he's going to finish this game with 28 points. More than a third of his team's points, just under half. An impressive performance from the senior on his senior night. And absolutely what you want to see. Justin Waller's going to run out the pass, dump it off to Alexander. Alexander up for two! And Mason, old Mace Dog, getting himself in the books.
Twice.
Not just a foul, but a point, 2 points in a foul. He's on to superstardom now. Spartans have emptied their bench, working the ball around, which is great, giving these guys varsity minutes. Ooh. And from this angle, I'm not entirely sure that was a foul. I thought the big man just kind of held a screen right there. And this Cole Thompson, I feel like he might have been the guy they should have thrown at Luna. Yeah. He is an impressively big kid. Minute left here in the game. Waller dumps it off to Allen. Allen out to Nearing. And Mason will try a three. And Mason Alexander playing the game of his life. And he gets a steal.
I think the best part of that was the expressionless look by the Jeffs.
Allen for three, and everyone on this team has scored.
That is great.
And now the Wildcat crowd is really letting everybody hear it. 72-34 ball game. It was just like a 64-34 ball game. It was, Tyrell Davis almost gets a steal. It's recovered by Ben Zapp. He loses the ball, but it is corralled in there. I'm trying to see, I think that's Cameron Parks. Alexander can't get the rebound, almost gets the block. Rebound Krieger. Krieger up with the left, no good. Wildcats really struggling to get a rebound here, and Alexander's going to pick up foul number 2 at the buzzer. So the final score, 72-36. Justin Allen, Mason Alexander coming in to essentially just drive the nail further into the coffin.
That was nice.
What a ball game we just saw there, and I'm pretty sure, tell me Tyler Ortley got a bucket, and neither did Justin Waller. We were 2 players away from every Wildcat scoring. What a great game for the Wildcats, though. Walking into districts, you just doubled up on a district or on a league opponent. I don't care who it is. If you can go into the district tournament knowing that you just doubled up on a person that you could potentially face in that tournament, that is a huge mental edge. And, I think the Wildcats are probably trending in the right direction. But, I'm worried we're going to find out what the score of that Timberlake Bonners Ferry game is. That'll really depend, or that will really decide a lot of different things here. But, if you're the Wildcats, you're playing Bonners Ferry in the first round.
Yeah.
Yes, you beat the pants off of them at home. You went up there, they beat the pants off of you. You're meeting in the middle this time.
With no pants on either team.
Nobody's wearing pants this time. I'm expecting a good game between those two teams. Hats off to Priest River. They played hard. And outside of a few runs that the Wildcats went on, that game didn't get out of hand until the last 4 minutes.
Yeah, and that press by the Wildcats just forced a lot of turnovers. I mean, when you can't get the ball past half court, it's very hard to get an offense going and, simple it down, score points.
I'm really looking forward to the district tournament. It sounds like we're going to be able to broadcast that for you guys. We haven't been confirmed yet, but as soon as we find out, you look on the Channel 3 Facebook page as well as the Kellogg School District Facebook page. We'll have the links. I believe that tournament begins next Wednesday at Timberlake High School. Not sure on times yet, but for Ryan McDonald, I'm Josh McDonald. Go Kellogg Wildcats. We'll talk to you next week.
Thanks for watching.